Good afternoon to everybody. I would like to welcome you on Chisinau Demo Day, powered by Startup Moldova, aims to bring into the spotlight the products and technologies that are being developed by the local startups. My name is Evgeny Felov. I'm a part of the Startup Moldova team, the startup tracker and consultant in developing Moldovan startup ecosystem. I have been working in several regions like CIS, Central Eastern Europe, Central Asia, and today I will be your MC and CEO of this event. Chisinau Demo Day is an important part of the National Startup Moldova Program, a platform created to support entrepreneurship in Moldova. This edition, we have 7 digital teams from different fields, which will present their projects to the Moldovan startup community and potential investors to collect valuable feedbacks, most probably to fundraise and to establish new connections. Today, we are honored to have 4 venture capital investors from different countries who are ready to hear best startups from the ecosystem. All Startup Moldova initiatives are implemented with the support of the United States Agency for International Development and Sweden within the TechWheel project. So I would like to welcome you on this event, and I would like to give a word to Anna Churita, Project Senior Coordinator of TechWheel and Strategic Projects Director of ATIC.
ATIC.
Welcome, Anna. Okay.
Hi, Evgeny. Thank you for having us here. Do you hear me well?
Yes.
Dear startup community, dear entrepreneurs, dear investors, thank you a lot for accepting to be today with us at the next edition of Chisinau Demo Day. This is a quarter event we organize, as Evgeny has mentioned, to have the startups present their ideas and get feedback basically from the community, from potential investors, from the potential other entrepreneurs, to make sure that we reach the best out of what we are delivering. These events help with technological support, and they also help with connection support. Of course, this is not the first edition. We have been doing many of this. Over the last 5 years, the TechWheel project financed by USAID and the government of Sweden has helped over 600 different startups and teams. And we hope that with the Startup Moldova program, there will be many more to come. With deep gratitude and continuous support is being provided to us and to the community by the United States Agency for International Development. With this said, I would like to invite today Scott Hochlander, the USAID Moldova Mission Director, to have a welcoming word. Welcome, Scott. The startup community is here to listen to the wonderful words and to the wonderful welcoming remarks that you're going to have.
Awesome. Thanks, Evgeny. Thanks, Anna. It's really a pleasure to be here. When I first heard the title of Demo Day, I'm like, what is Demo Day? Actually in construction, Demo Day means that you basically are demolishing everything. And this Demo Day is the exact opposite of that. This Demo Day is all about creativity. It's about bringing people together. It's about partnerships, about ideas. So it's super cool, to be a part of this on behalf of USAID. As Anna said, I just want to thank all the participants that are here today from all parts around the world to come and to listen to the presentations. I think it's just amazing, to see all of the changes happening in technology today. Particularly, to see, and again, aspiring to see how Moldova has taken up technology and really incorporated it, in so many different aspects of businesses as well as society. And I'd say that, that happened before, the pandemic started, but certainly during the pandemic, it's been, really important, I think a bright spot as far as playing a role to trying to get everybody through this, and particularly helping to keep businesses running, provide vital services to people, help all of us continue to work and engage remotely, and continue all levels of distance learning. And I think this has just been incredibly important. As Anna mentioned, USAID along with the government of Sweden and ATIC have now supported over 600. That's like it's growing every time we have these events. So that's exciting to hear such a huge number. Different startups and entrepreneurships by giving them access to accelerator programs, training and guidance, international exposure, etc. And this, with this event, and I think what USAID what really does is it's about bringing people together. And this particular platform, I think, is extremely exciting by having community members, having investors, customers, and the presenters themselves all come together. And it's not, although investment, is a part of that, and that's like, I know that I'm sure everyone's hoping for investment to come out of this, but it's also investment advice. It's also feedback. It's also the connections that continue to be made between people in this group, and that's really part of continuing to develop this healthy, growing, vibrant ecosystem that is startups in Moldova. And you just look at some of the success we've seen in the past with Exor is a company that attracted over 8.4 million investment, continues to grow. It's providing a real service in terms of in business by increasing the speed of recruiting efforts, the hiring process, lowering operational costs. I mean, really real benefits to the business community, and a company that continues to grow and has set its sights on increasing its amount of investments more and more each year. This company and many others serve as a real inspiration and model for the Moldovan firms and entrepreneurs that are out there. And this, what does this mean? This means more jobs. This means a better economy. This means better businesses and ultimately a better future for Moldovans and Moldova. And that I think, of course, is amazing. I think the thing I just want to highlight too about this is I look through some of the ideas and what's so cool about Demo Day is that these ideas and technology is really things that are benefiting communities. And and I guess at this time, we need these kinds of things more than ever. We need these kinds of solutions more than ever. And so anything that USAID can do, and I know Sweden and ATIC and Anna feel the same way, to make technology more tangible, to make technology more understandable, to bring solutions to actual people and communities. That's pretty amazing. And I'm excited about this event. I'm excited to see what comes out of it, and just excited to be able to say a few words. So thanks a lot to Evgeny and Anna for the invitation.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you for this inspiring speech. So I hope that we will see today best startups in the ecosystem. And we will give them a chance to improve our world and to support our world after this, during this tough year. So today we are going to see 7 startups. So it's Fagora, it's Vote Me Up, Avogadro, MTR, Babysitting, Gusto Life, and Evo. So the format will be the following. We will have 5 minutes pitch. Then we will have 5 minutes of Q&A from investors. And so we also ask our investors to give a short feedback to startups. Also, we would like to ask you to use Slido. So it's an app where you can provide, let's say, your opinion about the startup. Please use this code that you can see on the screen. So very simple app. I think you will understand very fast how to use it. So I would like to present our investors and so invite them to join our event. First of all, I would like to invite Livan Kaftaradze, so Deputy Investor Director at TMT Investment.
Hello, guys. Yeah, I'm really glad to be part of this event. Well, a couple of years ago, I was in Tech Village, and I really was amazed with the quality of startups and their entrepreneurship in Moldova. It was something. This region is really new for me. However, we have a really great track record in Eastern Europe, particularly in Estonia, and now I believe we can do the same in Moldova. In Estonia, we have at least 2 unicorns. Well, we're waiting. We're waiting for the same result from other countries. Hope Moldova will be a part of us. So yeah, good luck everybody, and yeah, I hope for the startup ecosystem in Moldova will develop, and I'll be proud to be a part of it.
Thank you, Levan. Thank you so much. So next, I would like to invite Peter Shima, partner at Depo Ventures from Czech Republic.
Yeah, hi everybody. Probably you don't see me. I've got quite a lot of light behind me. I'm from Czech Republic. We are angel network and angel fund. We focus on CE, basically everything which is a little bit more east for us, and we are trying to match nice CE projects with most Western investors.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much. Yeah, next one, I would like to invite to our stage Alina Razanova from Bivali VC, Associate for Central Eastern Europe. Hi, Alina, how are you?
Hello. Thank you for inviting me. That's a real pleasure being at this event here. I used to do a lot of different startup competitions around the Central Eastern Europe, and I was supposed to do one in Chisinau, but apparently didn't get to it, unfortunately. So I'm really curious to learn now about what startups do you have in Moldova, and curious to share my feedback with them. I'm from Bivalu VC. It's a top Polish seed stage fund, operational fund. And I would love to share with my colleagues the best startups I see today. Thank you.
Thank you, Alina. So, and the next person I'd like to invite is Jakub Stracina, professional investment from Enern Capital from Czech Republic. Hi, Jakub.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Evgeny, and greetings from Prague. So we are an early stage fund focusing on CE and DACH regions, and it will be my intro to the Moldovan ecosystem. So I'm looking forward to see, the startups that we'll pitch today.
Thank you, Jakub. And so the last person I'd like to invite is myself, actually. So I will have today the second hat. So I will represent DEX Innovation Center, so accelerator from Czech Republic. Also, I will be happy to invite to the next accelerator call during the next 2 months. So the relevant startups. So thank you to our jury members for the introduction. So let's go ahead and let's start our pitch, our demo day. So I would like to remind to our startups the format, so that we have 5 minutes for a pitch. So you will show your presentations by yourself. So I will cut your presentation after 5 minutes expire. So then we will have another 5 minutes for Q&A. So, and the first project that I would like to welcome on our stage is Fagora Marketplace. So, hi Dimitri, how are you? Unfortunately, we can't hear you. You have a muted microphone.
Okay, now should be okay.
Yeah, now it's better.
Hello, everybody.
Just a technical question. Do you see a timing on the left corner of your screen? Because I see it's like live. No?
No, I don't see any timer.
Okay, maybe it's for me. So nevertheless, if you're ready, we can start. I will start my my timer, and please go ahead. Okay,
do you see my presentation?
Not yet. Yeah. Now. Okay. So. Yeah.
Yes.
Now
okay, I can start. Yeah.
Yeah. I start timing.
Okay, my name is Dumitru. I represent Fagura. We are building the first P2P lending marketplace in Moldova and Romania. We aim to offer simple loans and smart investments for people around Europe. Our vision is that people can manage online their entire financial life. Our mission is to develop a P2P financial social network where people can invest, borrow, or transfer money from one person to another. Our solution is very simple. We're aiming to connect two groups of people, borrowers looking for lower interest rates and investors looking to maximize their returns. In the traditional models, banks win the most. On our model, investors are those who take the biggest piece of pie. We've used the last 2 years to build a system that has elements of artificial intelligence, which analyzes more than 18 criteria when taking a decision regarding to a loan. Demographic data, net income, credit history, and the decision is taken in just 1 second. We address millennials from Moldova and Romania at the first stage, about 13 million borrowers and about 11 million people with bank deposits. Our business model is very simple. We take a commission of 3% from borrowers and 2% from investors, looking to reach the break-even in the 3rd year. In this image, you can see the traction of our project. We have now more than 15,000 accounts created on Fagura. We have received more than 4,000 loan requests, and we have approved just 9% of them. I told you about the system, the smart system that we have. It takes the decision in 1 second. Also, some people think that the pandemic played a negative role. You can see that in our case, we're seeing a huge traction for our startup in the last year. The money invested throughout our platform reached more than 150,000 euro in August 2020. Our strengths in comparison with the competition is that our process takes 100% online. We have higher profits for investors. We offer lower interest for borrowers, and we have no hidden commissions. When a borrower applies to a loan, it takes about 10-15 minutes. If it is a repeated loan, it takes maximum 10 seconds, and the decision is taken in 1 second. Once we started, we decided very clear which are our next steps, and now we are at the stage looking to raise about 250,000 euro for 15% stake in Fagura. In the next 2 years, we're looking to attract funding for almost 2 million euro for expanding in other countries and scaling faster our business. All these things would have not been possible without our great team. We know each other for more than 15 years, and we've managed together two successful business exits. We've invested until now in Fagura about 200,000 euro cash and sweet equity, people with experience in IT, media, technology, financials, and so on. We have great partners in Moldova, law firms, and IT and informational specialists that worked for many international institutions. Fagura was named among top 3 best fintechs in Romania. We are brand of the year in fintech in Moldova, and also our CEO received the nominee of Man of the Year in fintech. This is Fagura, the first P2P marketplace in Romania and Moldova. It's a scalable business project. We have a strong differentiation in comparison with the banks and microfinance, and we plan actually to reach the break-even very fast in just 3 years. Thank you very, very much for your attention.
Thank you so much. You are in time, so you have 30 seconds left. So then we can go to the Q&A session, and I would like to ask our jury members, our investors. So from one side, yes, please use slida.com. From the other side, so please go ahead, ask your question to the startup. I set the timer, so we have 5 minutes. Yeah, who would like to start?
Sure, I'd like to start. So thanks for the presentation. The consumer lending is a rather competitive space. What advantage you think you can create on a customer acquisition side over other lenders, including banks?
First of all, we've decided to test our platform in Moldova. You have seen the numbers in the last 1 year and a half. We are very satisfied with the numbers, but we don't want to stop here. Our next destination is Romania. We plan to launch our activities there in the next years, and upon accumulating experience, we plan to expand our activity in other European countries. You know that you need licenses for that, and at this point, we have a very strong team. Our platform works very good. As you've seen, the decision is taken in 1 second, and we are happy that this technology is helping a lot of people accessing funding for their activities. So in comparison with the banks, we are much more faster and we are much more reliable than microfinance.
What system do you use for scoring? Do you use some KYC standard solutions, or
we don't use any external solution. We have our own system, which was developed in the last 2 years. One of the top bankers in Moldova is our consultant. We have developed a formula which takes in consideration about 18 criteria. We are connected to all the public databases in the country. We are connected also with the tax service. We are connected with 2 credit bureaus. So we see the income, we see some expenses people have, and in case it is needed, we are interconnected with Saltage. Maybe you know about them. It's a company that provides connection with the bank account of the borrower.
Okay, I get it. So if your scoring system is so effective, basically you can use it as a separate product.
Yes, we have thought about that, but let's say it's plan B right now. Now we're working at, we are trying to improve this scoring system, which showed us it's working really well. We are trying to expand it for companies right now, for startups. We are seeing a huge opportunity right now in the pandemic, and also for startups and people that need funding when starting their business. When they go to the banks, they have no credit history. They don't have any figures to show. So we want now to offer a credit scoring special for startups and micro companies, and selling this service to banks.
If I may, thank you for the presentation. You mentioned that you are now targeting startups, or you want to target startups. And with relation to the numbers you showed already, who are your customers usually? Who were your customers up to this point? What is your target, basically?
After more than 1 year of activity, we have seen that usually our customers are young people, active people, which are between 25 and 40 years, usually with good incomes. I mean the investors. These are the investors. Our figures show that the average check for an investor is about between 1,500 euro and 2,000 euro. So on average, an investor invests this amount of money. As about the borrowers, we decided to be very careful because we're dealing here with our money and with people's money. So at first, in the first half a year, we offered the opportunity to access loans for just 500 euro. After half a year, we have increased the amount to 1,000 euro. Now, borrowers can ask for a loan for 1,500 euro, and we plan to extend this amount of money as we check the platform, check the system, double check if everything is okay. So, in the first, at first, the priority right now is the security of money, the security of the system, not our wish to win money or something like this.
Okay, guys. So we can ask the last question if anybody wants.
Yeah, I'll ask it. Thank you. If you look at the borrower groups that the banks serve and the borrowers that you've had so far, do you see any differences? And if yes, what would those be?
Sorry, if you could clarify, difference between what?
The borrowers that the banks currently serve and the borrowers that you have served so far.
Yes, our portfolio is much more, the quality is much more higher, and I explain why. In our case, we are working just with people that have official income. We are able to check their bank accounts, their income. We are able to check their taxes. We're able to check their credit history. So the system, the scoring system, is designed to analyze all those 18 criteria. In case of the banks, there are some banks that work with people that say we receive money from, I don't know, from abroad. I don't have unofficial money. Or at the microfinance, it's a jungle. It's very high interest rates, like 100%, and you don't have to show any income. In our case, we are fully secured with official income of borrowers.
Okay, guys, so thank you so much. I would like to ask our investors also to use Slido, but so unfortunately it's disappeared. So please also express your opinion on Slido. It will help also for startups. Yeah, and during Q&A session, also I maybe would like to reserve 1 minute that we will provide the feedback to the startup, because from my point of view, it's very valuable for the startup to hear real feedback from the investor to understand some pros and cons of the idea. If you don't mind, so let's use our time resources in this way. So I'd like to thank Fagura, and I'd like to invite the next startup to our stage. The startup called Vote Me Up. So it's Artur is the co-founder of the startup. Artur, hi, how are you? Can you hear us?
Hello everyone, I'm great. Do you hear me?
Yes, if you can start sharing the screen so we can go ahead and start your pitch.
All right. If you can see my slide.
Not yet.
Do it. All right, let's try again. What about now?
Yeah, it seems that it's coming. Yeah, we can see. Okay, I
Cool.
can start timing.
Great.
And so, please, go ahead.
Yeah, we are Vote Me Up. Our mission is to help organizations to discover and empower trusted leaders. So basically, we're building a mobile app that it's a decision-making tool that allows any group of people, small or large, to organize elections. Our solution is perfect for professional associations, groups and communities, and social political organizations. There are a lot of problems with the organizations that are trying to organize elections, and right now this is very hectic. You need hundreds of people sometimes to organize complicated elections. And this is very costly. Also, it's very hard to assure that these elections would be really transparent and fair, and they are not influenced by anyone. So now, today, with technology, we can solve all this and make them actually simple and not that expensive. Actually, we can make them 10 times cheaper than classical elections. And if we are analyzing about how we are doing elections, I recommend to watch this show. It's called The Patriot Act on Netflix. And Hassan Minaj will explain why we're doing elections wrong, because we have the free information, that we have access to information, but we don't have access to free elections. And I explain you why. Usually voters select their candidates. This is the idea, right, of any democratic process. But because of the multiple filters, especially in media, this process is altered and right now very costly and ineffective. That's why candidates need very large amounts of money. This is how oligarchs are happening, and they sponsor these candidates. And the study by Princeton University showed that candidates are more eager to listen to the sponsors, the big oligarchs that promote some business groups and interest, and not the needs and the expectations of the voters. And this is actually the big trouble with the democratic exercise right now. We are simulating an election. We don't have like really free and democratic elections nowadays. Our app have multiple solutions that are designed to solve this issue. First, above everything, the proof of identity. We are using a simple selfie picture to demonstrate that the person is really that person who say they are. Our app is decentralizing and making elections more transparent. We are enabling the power of recommendation, increasing engagement and group. Everyone have an equal chance, girls and boys, and also all data is encrypted. The secret sauce behind our app is an algorithm that is used by all of you when you search something in Google. It's called the page rank, and we are basically use the same algorithm but for people. So we can say that what we have is Google for elections. After the pandemic, because some organization reached us, we also developed a web app for organization that allows them to organize live conferences, to take real-time decisions. We offer them an interactive chat, different level of access, the possibility to add multiple issues on the agenda when they can vote real-time, yes, no, or abstain. And at the end, they have also a digitally signed protocol that they can attach to their organization official documents. So far, during the last 12 months, we tested our application in 11 countries. We have 8% week-by-week growth in terms of votes. And because we have a freemium app, we have about 7% of people who are actually unlocking the paid functions of the Vote Me app. We have two business models, the freemium app and the enterprise web dashboard for organization that is integrated with Zoom and starting at around $200. We are a team of two experienced co-founders with a track of business development and startups. Currently, we organized more than 50 elections with now more than 1,200 users on both iOS and Android. Our go-to-market plan is quite simple. At the end of the month, we will organize a digital event dedicated to future of democracy. In the next 60 days, we would like to reach 100 organizations so that they can see the real benefit and impact of using our application. And after all, we would like to start a movement because we realize that we are trying to change culture, and it will need a lot of effort to change the culture of how elections are organized. That's all. We work for trusted leaders. Looking forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Artur. So you spent 5 minutes exactly. So thank you for the great timing. So I would like to thank you, and I would like to ask our jury members to provide the questions. Please go ahead.
Sure.
Artur.
Yeah, Artur, be short.
Yes, sir.
Please, just not spend the whole time, okay, on answering. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you.
could you please tell me who are your current clients? So I believe you have some live traction now, and who are your clients? So what for do?
Yeah, as I mentioned also during the presentation, the product market fit for us currently are professional associations. So basically, think and imagine the union of lawyers, right? Usually hundreds or thousands of people who are very hard to, for example, to organize. Or a union of teachers, or a union of all the Uber drivers, for example, in an entire country, right? If you want to ask them at the same time to take a decision, it's very complicated to bring them all in a single room. But it's very simple. It's absurd how simple it is and cheap to involve them in a democratic exercise and to ask them if they want, for example, red cars or white cars, you know? Or, for example, you can involve and engage an entire community, an entire village, to decide if they want to spend $50,000 on, for example, on the school or for the health, right? So it's really simple, and we target right now especially organizations, because our tool have a track of helping them organize themselves, and not only recognize who are the existing leaders, but also to find and discover who are the new trusted faces, because this is very important for an organization, for every community, for every group. If they want to prosper, it's not enough to have a powerful leader. It's also important to build a healthy team. And you can do that only by discovering at early stage who are the best people in your organization.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Artur, when I look at the voting use case, how would you say, what would you say is unique about the app compared to other solutions such as Slido we are using here, or SurveyMonkey, or Doodle, or just group surveys on Facebook and Twitter?
Yeah, those. Thank you for the question. Those solutions are not trustworthy at all. It's super simple to trick them. So in our case, we have the security at the beginning, and we are making sure that all the people who are taking a decision are really like a person, a real person, and they don't vote, they don't try to rig the elections. So we have this proof of identity that is making our solution so much more effective. We have this protocol that have a digital signature, and you can attach this protocol to the legal documents of the organization. And we also have a unique algorithm, and we are trying to solve all the things that we don't like about the existing elections, like the filter of candidates, right? In our app, everybody is a candidate, so there is no really a filter. And also there are also other things like, instead of dedicating also one vote for a person, we are allowing people to distribute their trust across multiple candidates. So we are actually allowing them to vote, for example, for 4 people, and each person receives 25% of their trust. So in the end, the results that you get, it's so much more accurate and close to the real representation and power of the people.
If I can, thank you for the presentation. Glad to see you here.
Nice to see you.
Just one question with regards to your traction. You mentioned that you have already launched it or used it in 11 countries. So what's your primarily testing market? Do you test it already globally, or do you start with some particular countries where you can really test it out on different organizations and so on and so forth? And maybe slightly connected to this, but a bit different question is, okay, so for the, let's say, end user, the members of the organization that are about to vote, they need to download the mobile app, right? And
Exactly.
they create profile with all these digital signatures and identification, so on and so forth. But does it work only for one organization? Or for instance, I know that lawyers are usually members of different organizations at the same time. So can they use it for different organizations and different events at the same time? I mean, like the technique, how it works, the mechanics, I would say. Yep.
I see. Yeah, thank you very much, Alina, for the question. Indeed, we are a global solution, and our aim is to impact how people organize elections at the world scale. but I'm happy to be part and in the board of Digital Communication Network. It's a professional organization of digital communication professionals in 27 countries. And we had the possibility to actually test this idea during the international events that we organize in different countries. And also because our organization is decentralized and we have communities in every country, that was the main idea at the beginning why we started to develop this solution, because we had this problem. We wanted to empower our community to select their own leaders, right? So that's how we explain this traction of 11 countries, but also because I'm often in Brussels and I have clients there, I offer them the possibility to use this for our campaigns that we are organizing in different Eastern European countries. That's the response to the first part of the question. And the second part, it's actually really simple. You don't have to create a profile now. So all the information that we are taking from the people is their name, their telephone number, and their selfie. That's all. So they don't have to create a profile. And every organization, each time they want to start a ballot, they can do that in just 1 minute. And they have a link, a unique link, and they are just inviting all the participants to take part in that elections. And you don't have a limited time. For example, you can vote only in this day. No, you can organize an election that is running for 15 minutes, 1 day, 1 week, or 30 days, right? So you have this total flexibility and freedom to organize elections the way people think it's more convenient for them.
Yeah, Artur, sorry to interrupt you. Just we already our time is off already. So I would like also to touch some questions. I don't know if you see it from our
yes.
application. So I think you already answered those questions. Yes.
Not really. The question about the IDNP for Moldova, for example, we have this question often. We have the possibility to integrate the MPAS technology. So it's the official identity technology that is used by the Moldovan government. So if there are organizations that are, I would say, the governmental level, we can do that for them integrated with MPAS, but we will not ask people of their personal data. We just don't need that for the sake of the election exercise.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for your answers.
Thank you.
For your pitch deck. So yeah, I would like to ask if any of our jury members would like to provide some feedback to the startup, to the idea. And in the meantime, I think I would like to invite the next startup. So, Leon, Jakub.
Yeah, maybe I would like to say a couple of words. Artur, if I got it right, so I downloaded the application, I've tested it. It's well designed and I like it. It's simple and easy to use. But if I get it right, you're now offer only a voting experience. You can offer just voting for people, not for different solutions. Let's, for example, and maybe it restricts you in your area of activities and services, and maybe not. You can be more widely used if you use enough functionality.
Yeah, Levan, thank you very much. I think you downloaded it on Android, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just implemented and tested successfully what you are saying on iOS on the demand of our clients. And right now we have the possibility to test it as a decision-making tool where you can include voting options and people just can vote real time for anything they want.
Okay, great. Nice to hear.
Okay, so thank you, Artur. Thank you to our jury members. Yeah, I would like to invite Avogadro 1. So the next startup. So
good afternoon, everyone.
Can you hear us?
You. Yes.
Yeah, please start sharing your screen and we can start the pitch.
Okay. Okay, can you see me? Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you are ready, we can start, I think. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for giving us your time. My name is Vitaly Yeremia. I represent Avogadro One. I am a co-founder and the CEO of the company. So the problem we're addressing is this. The internet was supposed to be this great liberator for everyone, giving access to information to people and helping them actually be more informed. But what it has become actually is a big problem where people are overwhelmed with information, and people are becoming like digital slaves, just feeding all these algorithms, while also suffering from repetitive content, spending hours to see what's new, not remembering where they've seen something, struggling with using multiple apps, devices, services, and all this data that they need, that they work with, ends up in all the different places. So like email clients, email services, RSS feeds, websites, social networks, various apps. And it's very difficult to actually work with all this information when you need to extract insights. So what we are proposing is an online platform that will integrate all this content that people work with, the information flows that come at people every day, to integrate it into a single platform and to use the power of artificial intelligence to process this data, to basically take over all the boring tasks that people have to do and leave our users to do actually the exciting stuff, to communicate with other people, to make creative decisions, to make business decisions. Our big vision is to actually act as an outsourced brain for our users that will do the boring tasks like triaging news, seeing what's not relevant, seeing if there's a repeated content, keeping track of content, and so that the user doesn't actually do all this repetitive, boring work. In the end, we want to make algorithms work for people, not vice versa, as is common these days, unfortunately. The business model is quite simple. In the short term, it's just per user subscription fees. In the longer term, we want to leverage relationships with publishers to earn commission fees, to publish our own analytical content, and to establish an expert exchange networking for our users. The beta version is actually live. You can go and register at app.avogadro.one, and I can give you premium access if you want to really test drive it. Well, why us? We are a team. Most of the team is actually United States based, so I am the only one in Moldova. We have former senior director at Red Hat and a former product manager at Google as team members. So the guy from Google, he's actually an advisor. And my co-founder works at Red Hat right now. He's a principal technical marketing manager. I myself have worked in the financial analysis industry in equity research for the last 15 years. So I've actually suffered this pain of managing information flows firsthand. And that's why I have this this drive to actually fix this problem. Right now, we are in the process of raising our pre-seed round. We're looking at about $100,000 at $2 million pre-money valuation as common equity. We are pre-revenue right now. And well, this is briefly it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Santa. Thank you so much. So you had 1 minute left, nevertheless. So let's switch to Q&A session. Yeah, I would like to ask our jury members to provide some questions.
Sure. So thank you for the presentation. Could you give us a couple of real-life examples of how people use it?
Sure. For example, we have right now it's an internal user, one of the co-founders, but they have startup that in the crypto space, in the, cryptocurrency space, and he uses our platform to find interesting content that he can publish on his on their company's social network pages. So he set up search queries to specifically find content related to institutional crypto activities, and basically he doesn't see any irrelevant content. So he has about 2,000 sources set up, and he doesn't see all the content coming in from those sources, but just those that match the queries. So this is like one real-life use case.
So is it basically a crawler?
It's not a crawler. It doesn't crawl the internet. It's right now it gets content from RSS feeds that get published by various websites. But in the end, we want to integrate multiple types of content. So that would be social media feeds, even static pages, just to check if there's something new. Basically dynamic. We are focusing at dynamic content, but we allow our users to save some of that to permanently in their accounts so they can refer to it later. We do not crawl the internet, but we filter incoming new content that the users set up as their sources. I hope that provides some clarity.
When you say it's AI powered, what's the AI function and what the AI does?
The first level of filtering is not AI powered, it's just advanced search queries. So looking for keywords, filtering out certain keywords that are set up by the user. The next level does use machine learning, where the user, for example, says that some content that got through is still irrelevant, or if they want to see something, more of some other content. So that's basically binary labeling, relevant, irrelevant. So that's already what we can describe as AI. So AI is actually machine learning, right? So this is the first machine learning algorithm that we're going to use. We will use a number of these algorithms. So the roadmap for this hasn't been finalized yet, because we will go with the greatest needs of our users, and we're in the process of defining this roadmap right now. It's mostly going to be natural language processing algorithms, but for this we need to set up cloud processing, and that takes money because those credits run out pretty quickly.
Thank you for your answer. We have a question from our slido.com. Can you see?
The person is asking if it's like an RSS reader. So RSS feeds is just one type of source. People get information from a lot of various sources. So somebody gets newsletters in their email, somebody goes to different sites or even apps every day to check if there's anything new. There are social networks, LinkedIn. There are pages that only publish news on their Facebook or Twitter account. So for a person who's tracking all these various types of content, it's difficult to actually go on all these websites and centralize this. This is what we propose. We propose to pull all this content into a single platform. Then we can actually use the machine learning algorithms to process all this content, because it's all in one place, and we can treat it as a single mega stream of information that a person consumes. I hope this clarifies for this person. So it's not just RSS feeds, it's everything that's dynamic that people consume every day, information flows that they look at every day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Vitaly. So we have some 10 seconds for the last question or last comments from jury members, if anyone. Okay, so thank you, Alina. Yes.
Yeah, just a second. I just want to figure out who is your target customer is it people or is it supposed to be for companies later on? Because usually, for instance, marketing departments or different business analytics, etc., they are going through tons of information. And so maybe somehow this tool could be useful to them. So the question is, how do you see your target customer? Who is that?
Yeah, so the user ultimately is a single person. We want to have teams in the end, so that is probably going to be the enterprise class project. But right now it's more of a B2C. So in the immediate future, we are targeting B2C. So the verticals would be investors, investment analysts, marketing specialists, basically people who have to process tons of new information every day and who get frustrated with this, with just the sheer volume of it. Down the road, yeah, we want to do teams and enterprise class products, but not just yet. We're just not there yet.
Okay, I would like to thank you for your presentation and thank you, our dear members, for questions.
Thank you.
And, yeah, I would like to invite the next project. So it's Medical Tourism Review, so MTR. So hi, Sergey. How are you?
Hi, thanks for having me.
So can you share your screen and so we can start the presentation?
Yes. One second. All right. Can you see it now?
Not yet.
Still loading?
Yes. Maybe you can try again to share your screen.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it started.
All right.
Okay, if you're ready, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, so my name is Sergio, and I'm with medicaltourism.review. We are a platform that helps patients find the right and affordable treatment worldwide. So you may think, all right, so how many people travel abroad for healthcare reasons? In 2019, there were 21 to 26 million people who traveled for this specific reason alone. 2020 was a little bit different, but no matter what, people still have the need for the treatments. And one of the first travelers who started traveling after the lockdowns were people who were looking for medical treatments. And although this is a huge industry, it's pretty old, it still has a lot of challenges. So the industry is pretty fragmented, and the gatekeepers used all tools to acquire new patients. At the same time, patients don't really have a voice and access to clear information about the treatments in the hospitals. Also, cross-border legal, language, and cultural barriers also creep in, and there's always risk of malpractice and scam, and a lot of hospitals have huge hidden charges. COVID-19 has added a lot of complexity to these problems, and this is where we come in. So our solution is oriented both for patients and for clinics. For patients, we are trying to solve the accessibility of information. We offer them tools to interact with clinics and hospitals via get a quote or book an appointment or just talk to them. And basically, we empower them, giving them voice through reviews and forums and a way to compare the treatments of the clinics between them. In the same time, for clinics, we offer the biggest self-service platform there is right now. So we have around 5,000 clinics and hospitals from over 100 countries, and we have an active marketplace which has around 400 treatment packages. We also offer different tools that representatives can interact with patients. We offer them ability to build a strong, trustworthy profile. They also write interviews with us. They can use our promotion tools and stuff. And we give them access to the worldwide aggregated audience. Right, so basically we're a link between patients and medical institutions. So we have launched 2016, and we had some traction since then. So we had some paying customers. We have 5 to 10 patients online patient requests. We from this around 5,000 clinics, we have 230 clinics that have claimed their profile, and they're editing information and updating treatment information and stuff like this. In 2020, we decided to pivot a little bit from focusing only on information. We try now to focus more on the actions that the patient can take, because people stay online, people can get consultation online. We are working now on telemedicine and live chat and various other online digital tools that clinics can interact with their prospect patients. So what is the market size? The market size was estimated to be around $80 billion. There's also a wider related market, while we're trying to focus on the referral market of the medical tourism industry. And if we optimize it right, we are looking somewhere at $5 to $8 billion market. Our competitors are split into 4 categories. So there are travel agencies or facilitators. There are associations which make printed guides or magazines, directories, and marketplaces. Most of our startups competitors are focusing to be a travel agency, while we are positioning ourselves between a directory and a marketplace. Our business model is based on premium subscriptions for hospitals and clinics. We also plan to have in-platform ads and contextual ads as an alternative revenue stream. And our core team is pretty small. It's me and Nicoleta, but we are also having freelancers that we are working with on the content and the research and other stuff. What we're looking for is around 150,000 euros investment. We're also looking for advisors, connections in the medical and insurance industry, and we are planning to expand our team, make more sales, so, build better tools for interactivity between clinics and patients, and in short, grow. We're based in Spain, but we also have people in Moldova that work with us. We're originally from Moldova. This is why, we're here. Thanks.
Thank you so much. So 10 seconds left. So let's go to Q&A session. And yeah, I would start. Timing. Is anybody who wants to ask questions? Yeah.
Yeah, medical tourism is a very wide. Do you have any special focus, regional focus, or some special medical sector?
Yes, good question. So our platform is available worldwide. However, we are focusing content-wise and marketing-wise, specifically right now, regionally on Europe. And the second market is going to be Latin America/America, US. Now, service-wise, we're focusing on dental, plastic surgeries, and IVF. So we have a lot of IVF requests right now, and we found it is a good niche market to be in.
And what's your go-to-market strategy? How do you find clients, or on both sides?
Right. So we have to service both sides. You noted this correctly. So we have to make sure that the patients get all the right information, and that the clinics get all the patients that they need. So first, we did specialized crawlers that have crawled different accreditation listings. So this is why we have 5,000 clinics, and we have those clinics with all the right information. So we know what medical services they offer. We know how do they connect between each other, contact information, stuff like this. This helps us a lot in promoting the clinic and for the patients to find the clinic. And this is how patients also find the clinic and leave reviews. And it kind of makes a loop circle. One helps another. And this is why basically we grew organically. So far, we have 6,000 to 7,000 patients that come for our platform per month. And we have hundreds of reviews for different clinics, and this is all organically. We have other strategies we want to implement to grow the cycle. Yeah.
How do you keep that information from clinics actual? Only a team of 2, and I think this amount of information should take a lot of handwork. or so? How do you contact clinics?
Critics? I'm sorry. How do we contain critics of the clinics?
How do you keep your the information from clinics actual?
All right. So some of the information was, like I said, crawled with a crawler that we made specific crawler that analyzes the text and LTK, so it makes linguistic analysis. And second thing, we have actual manual people that manually analyze the website and we update the information. But the ones that are most active clinics are actually the ones that have representative accounts. So they actually have access to their profile, like Facebook profile, LinkedIn profile. They can add their information, they add treatment information, pricing, and all the other stuff. Because it's a self-service platform, it's in their own interest to update the information to be like relevant for the patients.
Okay. They do it themselves.
Any other questions?
What is the basic commission? So.
All right. So right now in the market, the basic commission is 10 to 12%. We are actually working now on different models. So what we actually want to do is have a flat premium monthly subscription that gets them a certain amount of quotes and booking appointments, so they don't have to pay us a commission, so a flat rate. But we're still experimenting with it. We will try also to lower the commission and try with a lower commission, the traditional medical tourism approach, and see how it goes. So we are still experimenting with business model, see which fits the best our clinics.
Okay.
What's the main destination country you have, and what's the main country of patients from which they come to the destination?
All right. So right now we have a lot of visitors from UK because they're traveling to within Europe, and one of the main destinations people ask are Ukraine. Because Ukraine has one of the best IVF clinics, and they have a good price for Europeans. This is why Europeans choose to have fertility treatments in the Ukraine. But we also have people who are looking from America to Mexico. So Mexico or Costa Rica. And this is why we actually are willing to invest it as a second market to develop more content-wise, so we get more people. And a lot of people still go to Turkey as like second. The Turkey is not popular in IVF; it's popular in the other two sections, dental and plastic surgery.
Okay, so thank you for your answer. Unfortunately, our time is off. So thank you for the invitation. Thank you for your questions. So, and I would like to invite the next project called Babysitting Platform, and it's CEO Diana. Hi, Diana. How are you?
Great. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. So cool. We can see the
Great.
presentation. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here today and present the idea we're currently working on, babysitter.md, parenting made easier. For the last 4 years since I have been a mom, I have identified a huge problem that almost every parent in Moldova faced, and it's the lack of personal time for their own activities like events, hobbies, career growth, which leads to fatigue, anxiety, and depression. There is no easy way to find a trusted person to take care of your child for a few hours when needed. As a student, on the other part, I have noticed that students have few opportunities to find part-time jobs which they can adjust to their schedule. So how did I used to solve this problem is by asking my friends that were not parents by that time to babysit occasionally. And when the requests started to be too often, I started paying them for their time. So all the three members of the equation were happy. Me, I got free time. Them, they had the opportunity to earn some extra money as students, and my children, because they had someone to spend interestingly time with. I communicate weekly with hundreds of parents through my blog, and I know this is a huge problem that parents face. 1 in 8 moms in Moldova have postpartum depression, mainly due to the separation from social life. And I thought how to solve these problems profitably and on scale, how to give parents free time while taking care of their children. And we thought of building a platform where parents can find trusted babysitters quickly, safely, and in the neighborhood, so they don't have to drive an hour to reach to their destination. Also, for the students, this would be an opportunity to create more jobs with flexible schedules, because we will provide child care trainings and certifications. Why now it's the perfect timing to develop this idea? Well, first, Uberization, as Mark Anderson said, the software eats the world, but this industry was not radically improved by software, particularly in Eastern Europe. So time has certainly come. The other reason is pandemics, and as we have all noticed, the transition to online schooling and stay-at-home orders during the coronavirus pandemics revealed a great need in affordable and easy to access childcare services. We have few data regarding how parents in Moldova have solved this problem during pandemics, but in the US, we can see that women were the ones to sacrifice their careers to take care of the children that had to go to online schooling. We will, the size of the market for now, we will focus on families in Chisinau and suburbs that have at least one child, and then we will move on to households in biggest countries of Europe. You wonder what's so different about us? There are certainly other platforms like this in the world, but we are the only one that will select and train the babysitters, because in other cases, anyone can create an account and provide babysitting services, which is not that safe. And for me as a mom, this is a big question mark. We have some direct competitors in Moldova. There is no one that dominates the market. We have the agencies, but they provide babysitting services for full time, not occasionally, as we try to solve the problem that we're trying to solve, and the Facebook parents community. But our biggest competitors are the indirect ones, and namely not doing anything. Moms in Moldova have internalized the fact that it's not allowed for a parent to need some free time, and they have paused their personal life for the first 7 years of their child, which in the long run is not necessarily a good solution. Our revenue model will be a subscription-based. The babysitter will pay $5 subscription fee per month to be listed on the platform, and the parents will pay a $10 fee per month to have access to trained and certified babysitters. So where are we now? We have made the first sales and collected feedback from parents and babysitters. We have recruited the first 15 babysitters ready to work and finished writing of the childcare training manual together with a professional psychologist, and plan the kickoff of the babysitters educational retreat next weekend, where we will train 15 babysitters that will already be able to provide this kind of service. These are the plans for the future. We will test and we will launch the platform in the last quarter of 2020. Then we will adapt based on feedback. We will automate the processes, like registering the course so that anyone can access it online. And then we will launch our B2B service. We plan to have 30% of the market by the end of 2021. And once the strategy is tested and confirmed, we'll launch our B2B branch, enabling companies from Moldova to offer babysitting services to their employees. This will help them boost their employees' productivity and peace of mind. Once the B2C and B2B strategy were tested and solidified here in Moldova, we can expand first to Eastern and then to Western Europe. Here are some user testimonials.
Last seconds.
This is our team. It's me, basically, Sergiu Negara, who is a software engineer, and Ana Comandant, a professional psychologist. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you so much. So thank you for the presentation. I would like to ask our jury members to provide their questions, and I will start every 5 minutes. Yeah, please go ahead. Do you have any questions, Jacob?
Sure. How do you think of going about training the babysitters at scale, say when you have thousands or 10,000 of
We
them?
will make an online course available. So we will register the ones that we will test, we'll be testing right now. We will make it available online so that anyone around the globe can access it. And then the babysitters will have to pass a test so that we make sure that they have passed the course and they're fully instructed in childcare.
Mm-hmm.
How do you test them right now? Do they have any official certification system or what?
I'm sorry, how do we test the idea?
How do you test your babysitters?
I have tested them through my kids. I mean, like inviting them at my home and seeing the way they interact.
In the future?
See the way they interact. How the way we'll do this in the future is by providing some tests on the platform after the course, so that they and gathering feedback from the ones that have tried their product, because on the platform there will be reviews from the parents that have tried that service or the services of that particular person, because this is the most important criteria for the parents, what other parents say about a particular person. It's not even the certification, the distance that they live at, it's what other people say.
Okay. Do you plan to review their profile to check for some criminal activities or some other to avoid any issues?
We have thought of asking them to upload, I don't know how it's called in English, that thing from the police that is issued that they don't have any, and also their ID, their passport data. They will, in order to have verified accounts, they will have to upload their ID and their address for us to make sure that we can rely on.
Police clearance certificate, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Police clearance certificate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think in the future you can use the same system which are used for bank scoring. So they check everything. They check not only for
okay.
But we can use the system of Fagura.
Yeah.
In 1 second, you will understand if the candidate can get a loan and can be a babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alina, do you have a question?
Yeah. First of all, really happy to see female entrepreneur. Thank you for the presentation. And my question is with regards to the team and the pace of your developments. You show your roadmap. Of course, you have a small team at the beginning. That's a normal situation. But also you mentioned that this solution you are building is really suitable and really solving the pain that parents have now during the COVID pandemic. Hopefully it will end in a couple of months, a year, or whatever. So the question is, what do you do to deliver this service, this product on time, so that you could still, leverage this pain of pandemics and so on and so forth? What would you need to maybe go faster than the roadmap you have?
Thank you for the question. Actually, it's not the pain that the pandemics has caused, it's the pain that the pandemics has emphasized, because parents could not go out to a theater because they don't have anyone to rely on to take care of their kids. So the pandemics emphasized the need of someone to take care during the day while the day care centers are closed. But in the evening, you still need someone to take care of your children. In Moldova, we have like lots of single parent families, and they have faced this issue even harder than others. So we have studied the way England solved these problems, and they have made a partnership with the state to provide such kind of services ask the state to provide such kind of services to single moms, for example. So this is also an issue that needs to be solved in the long run. And the B2B branch is also something we want to address after the B2C is tested.
So we don't have so much time. Please do remember if you have any questions. I would say last question. If not, okay. So Jan, please choose any of these 4 questions that you would like to answer. It seems that you have a really hot topic because so many questions we have from our.
I'll answer the first one. How are you planning to monitor all the babysitters? How do you know that they are enough qualified? Actually, I have answered this. We will test them and we will gather feedback from other parents as well. How much will parents pay for our babysitting services? It's not up to us to decide how much the babysitters charge. It's up to them to charge. That's how, based on the experience that they have, we only charge the access to the trained babysitters, and we make sure that the person that provides these kinds of services are qualified, but they can charge as much as they want based on their experience.
Okay, and how do you protect babysitters? I'm not sure from who, from babies, I think.
I guess from potential, harassment. We have thought about this. Both the parents and the babysitters will have to sign some contract while signing up on our platform, where the terms and conditions are, that will ensure that both of the parties are protected, and like there are numbers that they can call whenever they need. And
Okay, thank you for your answers. Unfortunately, we are out of time. I would like to thank you and wish you good luck with your project.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have to run to the next project. We have 2 left. So I'd like to invite Bustos Live project. Yeah, Natalia. Good evening. Yeah, we can't see you. Natalia, it seems that she is not here. Okay, I hope that Natalia will come back. Let's maybe switch to... Okay, Natalia, you are here. Hi, how are you? So we are waiting for your presentation. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. So
Hi.
we are ready to see your presentation. Please share your screen.
Yes, I share your screen. Good evening. Can you see my?
Yes, we can see you, but we can't see you.
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah.
Yes. Good evening. My name is Natalia. I'll present Bustos Live platform. We are a direct-to-customer marketplace providing purchase or investment and storage of fine wine for any winery and wine lover in the world. Currently, the market has a set of problems. For wineries, they are forced to sell using distributors and retailers who spend up to 30-70% of their income. The money are received with a delay, lots of hidden and additional marketing costs. For wine lovers, you buy a wine on average much more expensive than the winemaker sell it. since up to 30-70% of the value is added along the intermediary chain. If you want to buy several boxes of wine, or the wine should be aged for several years, then you simply have nowhere to store it. If you want to create your own collection, you need to make an expensive effort to create your own professional wine cellar. So how it works in our platform? What are the solutions? From the point of view of the buyer, we look like an ordinary fine wine marketplace. He comes to a website or using a mobile application, choose a wine that he likes or about which he was convinced that it has aging potential, pays money with a bank card, and becomes the owner of this wine. Additionally, he has the ability to track online both the composition of the wine collection and the wine storage conditions, and also has the possibility to sell, donate, or exchange his wines. At the same time, wine leaves the digital wine storage only if you order delivery to your home, or if you want to drink it to yourself. From the point of view of the suppliers, means wine's company, we are a system he connects to using our digital wine storage equipment, enters information about the cost of the wines, and starts selling his wine directly without shipping it to a distributor or retailer. He receives the money immediately as soon as the payment for the wine has been made. And in the future, he receives storage fees as well. All wine in digital wine storage is insured from the moment of sale. This is how it looks from the user interface. You can see that he can manage entire distributed collection from a single place. The market, we consider that is very huge. We will start with the Black Sea region, since the wine of this region is under-evaluated. And we think that it's important to invest in under-evaluated assets for a bigger profit. On that slide, you can see our simplified financial. This is our plan starting this year. We are currently working on pilot project with Moldovan winery, and they will be connected to the first digital wine storage in October. This is our team. We consider that we cover all required competencies for that project, and a part of us has experience, a vast experience in implementing more than 500 IT projects. This is our investment opportunity. At that stage, we are offering 5% of shares for 300,000. And nonetheless, I would like to mention our exit strategy. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the wine world, but we consider that this platform has business models that organically complement our platform, and we think that that strategy to connect or to merge with them is a working strategy. Thank you very much. And I'm waiting for your question.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the presentation. I would like to tell that I would like to be more familiar with this wine topic. Nevertheless, so it seems interesting project, and I would like to ask our jury members if you have any questions to ask.
Sure. Just one clarifying question. So, is it mostly to buy the wine and have it stored at the producer's cellar and trade it, or is it mostly to get the wine delivered?
The wine is stored at the winemaker facilities. How many months and years you want? So you can move it from there immediately from the moment of transaction, or you can keep it for years and resell it, because the wine has an investment potential. It increases in time. So there is such market called investment in wine.
Can you specify a bit more, for example, like last example, how much it costs, I don't know, 10 years ago, one bottle, and how much it costs now? Just to give a vision, a picture. So
actually, before we had a special slide that shows the return on investment in wine, because you know that it has been made a study that compared wine with stocks, gold, and another type of investment. And wine is among first place. So it could increase even 3 or 4 times in price if we think about, local fine wine, and if we speak about a famous wine like Bordeaux wine, then it's 100% more.
Thank you.
Yeah, this market actually is very developed in France, but it is not such as democratized, let's say. So they're just only very specialized person used to play in that game, investment in wine.
Yeah, but there is a good reason behind, because you need trust first, because you pay money to somebody and you don't get anything, and you believe you will get. And second is a storage, and it's really storage must really meet very good conditions. How can you secure that the wine producer really has the right storage and has the right temperature, right condition? Because even very good wine, if it's not stored the right way, it doesn't have any price.
That's why we. I'll turn back to the slide that show the digital wine storage. You can see that first of all, every bottle will be microchipped, and the temperature, it will have temperature control, and except that everybody could see how the bottles moves. So you cannot even move the bottle from specified place where it was put, because everything will be every movement of that bottle would be registered. So we already had such type of chips. They are used for transportation of very expensive wine during Europe, and now we currently for that pilot project we will put them as well.
What's the price of the chip?
It's easier to show than to speak, because first of all, you are right that temperature is very important for the wine, and especially if the wine is premium, is fine wine, then it has to be not just placed in perfect conditions, but not even moved, because it's the movement of the wine is also a factor, that could change the taste of the wine.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. You mentioned chip. What's the price of the chip? If you want to chip every bottle, then
what the price of the chip?
Yeah.
Well, actually, we find they are not so expensive as you could imagine. It has, I think, around 15 euro cents. Mm-hmm. So we currently use the experience of a company that sells such kind of wine in London. So we didn't even invent them. They are used for I think for about 2 years. They already checked how they work.
Yeah. Can I ask? So I think you have an experienced team in your project. So how much years, or what was the previous experience? I mean. So it's not like the project from the very beginning. Yes, am I right? You have already some community or whatever.
The experience for that project or in general?
In this market, how you are familiar with this market? In
okay, we actually how we came to that wine ideas in general. We are working on the local market as an IT operator that makes wine projects for national wine offices. For example, nowadays in Moldova, the quality control of any alcoholic production, including wine, is made using our software. So that was the start, how we came to wine in general. But more than that, we made software for wine tasting, and that software, it is used for international wine events, even that are very, let's say, more than usual and professional. They are making that events under the YV methodology. I don't know if it said too much to you, but it's an international organization that gives such methodology. And more than that, we made the first wine tasting software that is using blockchain technology. So the results of wine tasting marks can be changed at all. So we currently held around 8 international competition with that software.
Okay, thank you. So last question from our German members, if you have any. Okay, I think they would like to test your fine wine. It will be the best result. Okay, so we have a couple of questions from our online attendees. So yeah, who is going to deliver the wines if Moldovan customer buys 10 bottles from an Italy winery and decides to get them in 10 years? That means storage for the wine.
Sorry, one more time. Who can deliver?
Yeah. Do you see a question on the screen?
Actually, no.
Okay, who is going to deliver the wines if Moldovan customer buys 10 bottles from Italy, from Italy winery, and decides to get them in 10 years? Do you have a storage for the wine? So I think it's not your storage. Yes, you use your partner, your storage from your partners. Yes, but who is going to deliver the wine?
Actually, that issue is already solved. We have different courier service, including DHL, that deliver. So it's not the main issue, let's say. And the storage in the winery facilities as well, it is used. So, but you know, now it's very. Yes, it's not in such ways. Somebody has a collection just in one winery. Here we can allow user to have distribute collections, so to have wine in different wineries.
Okay, so I would like to thank you for your presentation. I think that so we are out of time, so we have the last startup event. Thank you so much. Thank you for your presentation. Good luck with the project. And I would like to invite the last project called Evo. So I hope it's our cherry on the cake. Hi, Alex. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, fine, I hope. So can you share your screen?
Just 1 second.
So I think he left. Can we let him go back? Maria? So I think he's going to buy some wine from the previous project.
He's been waiting for so long for his presentation that he just decided to to skip it.
Hi.
Okay.
No problem.
So you have another chance. So please
Yeah.
now use the right button and don't leave the studio.
Just 1 second. Sorry for this. Can you see the presentation?
Not yet, but I hope. Yeah. Yeah. Please, if you are ready, we can start. So
Yeah. Hello, my name is Alex. I have experience of 12 years working on telecom projects around the world. So I was in Saudi Arabia, in Mozambique, in Belgium, in UK, in Cote d'Ivoire. And during these travelings, as many of other travelers face the roaming problem. This is why I decided to find a solution for it. And talking about the roaming, the market's it's huge. Like on the global level, it's 70 billion per year. And if we're talking about the areas, even in the European Union, when in 2017 the roaming was abolished, the market is huge, and the diminution of market was not so big as everyone expected. The alternative roaming providers has about 10 billions per year, and we are actually targeting this part of the market. How usually travelers save on roaming? So the most usual what is happening, the people are buying a local SIM cards or staying connected to Wi-Fi. Meanwhile, they are using the messengers to keep in touch with the friends, with the families, with the partners, and so on. But to be honest, switching the SIM card, physical SIM card in the phone, it's not the best option, and it's not so easy to do because you have to find this SIM card in the shop. You have to switch it in the phone, and very often you don't have time for it when you get out from the plane. What we offer, it's a mobile app which can provide the same cost of data roaming abroad without changing the SIM card in the phone, and it's based on the eSIM technology. This one is it's very in-time solution, especially if you take in consideration the COVID situation when you're trying to avoid any kind of useless contact with anybody. We target the customers who are frequent international travelers. They are business trips or detached workers. They are heavy using data. And also at this point, they are used to buy a local SIM card or any kind of other alternatives. And what is kind of tricky at this point is they have a eSIM compatible smartphone. We are planning to take grab customers from like regular mobile operators, which have like offering a regular roaming solution, also international SIM card providers, and to take on our part the people who are used to buy local SIM cards. There are many of competitors now on the market, but two main of them is Google Fi with the $500 million revenue, and they are working just in US market. And the second one is Truephone, which raised recently in the April 30 million round at the evaluation of $410 million. A while ago, we already launched an app which helped people to save on roaming calls, and it's not just about outgoing calls but also incoming calls. It's working for customers in 20 countries, and so far we reached more than 34,000 users. And actually from these users we get this request for offering a data service as well. That's why we started developing SIM-free app. It was launched last week, and we have already more than 100 users, and the coverage is for 110 countries. Our unitary economic is looking like this right now, but we are sure that we can bring margin up to 60% due to connecting the new mobile carriers. And now we have already 3 mobile carriers on queue. Our forecast, we plan that at the end of 2022, we'll have 11 million revenue, and will continue to grow up to, I don't know, maybe to billions. What we are looking for? We are looking for investments, and what is the most important? We are looking for contacts in telecom industries, and especially in travel industries, which we believe will help our growth. So if you have any contacts or have any questions, please contact us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for your presentation, so you were on time. So I hope all the members have some questions. Yeah, please.
Yeah, Alex, first, hi. We met at Tech Wheel. Yeah. Well, my question is, where are you available right now? Where is your solution available? Where can I use it?
It's available in App Store. It's just at this moment it's just for iPhones, but Android version will upcome in 2 months. This is the time plan. Just write down the SIM-free roaming, and it will be in the search. Yeah, this is.
I mean, mostly geographically. So
now we are covering
everywhere.
the full Europe. We are covering the full Europe, mostly of Asia countries, the North America, the Australia and Oceania. We have still some gaps in Africa and in South America, but we are working on it. So one of the upcoming mobile carriers will give us the coverage for Africa, and the second one for the South America.
If I got this right, you have some live traction now, and where are you now in terms of revenue and some?
The revenue, it's not so big. We have maybe about 3,000 Ks per month or something like this. But this is if we talking about the overall. For the eSIM, it's premature to say anything about the revenue.
Okay.
It was just 1 week launched, so yeah.
Okay, so if your forecast is right and you reach your 100K per month, so next year we can speak about investments very seriously.
For sure.
Okay.
Alex, how do you think of roaming alliances such as the European Union has, where basically there is no extra roaming charge? Going forward, what would the opportunity be if there is more like this? Say Europe partners with US to do something similar, and maybe Asia joins.
Actually, this is the people working in telecom understands that this is not going to happen as the press is saying. First of all, inside of European Union, there is roaming, and the deal which is now working, it means they have they have a very strict limitation. You cannot use your this free roaming deal more than a few weeks per year or something like this. More than that, it's working just for internal European usage. But once you go abroad of European usage, abroad of Europe, then you have to pay much more than it was before, because mobile carriers trying to recover their losses internal of European Union. If speaking about the numbers, there are about 90 million of Europeans traveling abroad of European Union each year, and it may be twice more which coming inside of European Unions from abroad, let's say from North Africa, from Eastern Europe, from Asia, and so on. So I don't see how it could harm us in, I don't know, in the next 10 years. So actually, during the pandemic, we saw a trend that the mobile operators canceled the roaming deals of their customers, which was stopped in other countries because they are staying there more than 1 month. and they proposing them to buy a local SIM card to stay connected, which was not possible to do because all the shops was closed. So here is it's not so easy how the media is saying that. More than that, there is Brexit coming, and I would say we just hope that it will happen in the way we expect it to happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your answer. Alina, do you have any questions?
I just wanted to tell that I absolutely relate to all the pains you are solving. I would love to have this up a couple of months ago when I was traveling. That was a huge pain. Yes, and even this internal European Union roaming doesn't really help at all unless you are traveling for, I don't know, 1 day or something like that. The data they provide is just not enough for more than 1 day. So you're basically building a really great product, and you mentioned that you have something like 3K per month. Is it like growing average? Is it in euro?
Okay,
Can you please elaborate
during
on
this
that?
year, actually statistics, and we went down because of the pandemic. If we take the same period from the last year, we was about $9,000 to $10,000. Okay, we calculate everything in dollars per month. So this is the numbers, but this revenue, it's not on what we are focusing on eSIM solution, but was also just on the voice solution we have. So it was just on calling app.
Okay, I see. So are you totally pivoting now to this eSIM
Yes.
solution, or will you run both?
No, we run both. Doesn't make sense to split. Maybe at some point we even we'll build the same product in one. It will be one product.
I see. Okay. I'd love to catch up later. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
You have an interesting project. Yes, I think we are done with presentations. I would like to thank you all for your input and for your feedback, for your questions to startups. I would like to thank our virtual attendees and all startups who presented their ideas today to us and to the audience. I hope that you like it. And I hope that we will see each other during the next demo day. I'm not sure about the next date, but for sure we will send you an invitation. Thank you for your time and have a nice evening. And take care during this hard time.